What's up, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Black Boy Content Club. I am one of your three hosts, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington. I say three because I'm not in this by myself. If we can go wide, you will see it is two other niggas with me, okay? Hey. And I will start furthest in on the couch and let them introduce themselves.
What's up, man? My name Primm. It's your hood all-star homeboy. I'm out here with my homeboys. And we talk about movies, current movies for a change, you know what I'm saying? My thing is old nostalgic movies. Check me out on Primm's Hood Cinema if you never seen me.
Also, stop touching the mic. They told you already.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry,
see?
bro. You
6 seconds in.
Starting off. Niggas starting off.
See, you?
I don't listen.
You see?
This is your boy, the Dark Architect, Chris Burns. You know me from various pro wrestling podcasts. Not so much on the pop culture tip, but, you know, I have strong opinions about everything.
Yeah,
so here we are.
You do.
And starting in which... Why you got the Joe Budden seat, nigga? Like, why I got the Joe Budden seat?
You think it's gonna be Rory and Matt?
Are we Rory and Maul?
Yeah.
Are we fucking Rory and Maul, dog?
Oh, that was what you was waiting
We didn't decide on this. Like, we
Yes,
just
we did.
sat the fuck down.
So,
I'm
I'm
all.
gonna go wide since we all like this. So listen, we came into the studio. Shouts out Petty Cash Studios where we're doing this at, and we all came in. We decided to look at it. There's a bunch of different setups, and we was like, "This is the one." So I figured since I'm the thickest nigga, I'm gonna need the wider seat, okay?
Yeah.
And you two niggas, y'all are medium size. Y'all can have that together.
Yeah.
No,
Now,
I get it, yeah.
Should this come down to situations with contracts and I got to fire you niggas?
I do want to avoid as much thigh touching as humanly possible.
Niggas' knees all next to each other.
Yeah.
So this is what I'll let everybody know. So like Primm said, we're going to talk about movies, TV, a lot of pop culture stuff, a combination of everything. And before we get into what we're going to talk about first, because I feel like people need to know how this came about.
Yeah.
So I think I'll throw it to you, Chris, because you kind of were the brains behind all this coming to me first. And then, you know, we reached out to Primm. So, like, how did you decide we should do this shit?
Well, you know, we know each other through the stand-up comedy community.
Yeah.
And
Which you keep saying. He has never seen me perform. Let me tell you something. Remember how you just came to me with the Joe Budden seat? I was waiting on you, nigga. Listen, I was waiting on it. I was saying, see, I'm out here everywhere. And all the clubs fuck with your boy, everything. The man runs a show. I'll be like, hey, dog, what? Can I get on? I ain't seen you before. Nigga, I've seen the people you put on the show.
Listen, listen, I'm a man of integrity. And Jay's been my nigga for a minute. But if I've never seen a nigga do stand-up, I don't just book people I've never seen before.
It'd be a different story.
Uh-huh.
It'd be a different story if I was a couple of these niggas we know out here be like, yo, I do stand-up.
Yes.
And you never hear about these niggas. Let's keep it a buck. We in LA doing this. It's a bunch of niggas like, I'll be out here on the scene. And you be like, you be hanging out, nigga. You don't be doing anything.
You just see my inbox. It's full of niggas that
I bet you it is.
I'm trying to be on.
I just wanted to say that publicist nigga wanted to come at me with the Joe Budden seat. But go ahead, finish what you were saying.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I love you, dog. But, you know, I have a certain level that I try to maintain with the shows that I book. Late for work, generally every Sunday night at the Hollywood Improv.
Which I'm a regular now.
He come kick it. You know what I'm saying? You can come kick it whenever you want.
All right, look, do some stand-up right now. Go ahead.
Give me 5 minutes.
Y'all really? That's what we are. First of all, we're going to disqualify Primm for the show real fast. Hey, nigga, do some stand-up. Go ahead.
So I'm happy to watch you and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Just don't make me go to like the Ha-Ha or Flappers or some bullshit ass club like that. I said it. Yeah, I said it. Those are some bullshit ass clubs.
You're not gonna get that. And first of all, you'll never get that. Hey, bro, you'll never hear me say, because I feel like this is, and I'm gonna say this just broadly because I don't want anybody thinking, oh, JL, you're talking shit. It's certain places I just won't invite people to because I know the atmosphere of everything's gonna be. So that's not saying it's the clubs you said already or some other shit. It's just me knowing, like, if I want somebody to come check this out, I want them to enjoy a show. You get what I'm saying? I don't need you being like a bringer, just come see me and then be like, all right, bro, I'm about it. You be blessed. And I'm damn, okay. So I get it. But go ahead again. Let's get back on track to the shit with us, because we can talk about this shit all day. I can clown with you on that all day.
I'm never booking this thing.
I bet you not. You'll see me on this motherfucker talking about some, I'm Joe Budden. You know what? Y'all can have the show.
Well, yeah, that's how we came together. But he's the brains.
Yeah.
You are the Joe Budden. And I'm the cute one over there.
Yeah.
That's
basically
fair. What it is.
So, but I'm the nigga that's like, so here's, for everybody who know, for those who may not know, if you look around the nerd world, whether it been back in the day, Screen Junkies, Collider, Nerdist, currently New Rock Stars, all those different things, I'm there in the nerd world. You'll see me all over my own YouTube doing reviews, trailer reactions, talking about comic book movies and TV shows, Mad Titan podcast, et cetera, et cetera. Acting as well, stand up. So I'm some of every pro wrestling, because that was another thing that connected me and you.
Yeah.
Me being a pro wrestler for the past 22 years. So you and I just talking, Chris, and then they're like, yo, we should do this. I'm like, yo, who should we do it with? And you were like, yo, what about Primm?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, bet, let's reach out to him. Because again, I had a fan of mine put me on to Primm, because he was like, hey, bro, you heard of Primm's Hood Cinema? I was like, what the fuck is this? That was literally my response. But it wasn't like a diss, because I just had never heard.
Yeah.
And so then I got the first one, I think it was the Drumline one.
Yeah.
And I was crying. And then somebody else sent me another one. And then we all happened to be at all three of our mutual homies, Mateen's crib, for a pool party. And this nigga started talking. And I was like,
I know that voice.
Yeah,
voice.
That's what gets everybody. Yeah, it's the voice, man. I always had a goofy ass voice, and I thought that shit was like a curse at first, but nah, bro.
I'm gonna tell you
It's
something.
like
When
a
I
thing,
realized
man.
who you were, I was like, this is not the nigga I expected. Like,
Well, he became quickly my favorite person in all of entertainment because, I stumbled on your videos organically.
Oh,
Then a
that's
chick
what's
I
up.
was smashing was like, do you know Primm? Like, she was like, your homie. I don't
That's
need to say
what's
her
up.
name on this podcast
No,
because I'm sure she's watching. But it was, and so when I was like, well, is he a comic? Is he an actor? Like, what? She's like, nah, he just a nigga from Baltimore.
Yeah, that's some fucking guy. Yeah, no.
And she didn't say nigga because she white.
Okay.
But I did.
Hey, I got white ladies watching. Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to
Oh, bro,
all
shout out
my
to
white lady
everybody
fans.
watching.
Shout out to the white
What's
ladies
up?
watching Primm.
Hey,
And
tap
so,
in.
she introduced us and we became cool. And it was just like, yeah, man, because everything I try to do, even when we had the hottest pro wrestling podcast in the world, the Store Horseman podcast, I always try to inject it from a real nigga's perspective. And it's what you do with the movies and what Jay does with the geek and nerd shit. And so it just seemed like a natural marriage, and now here we are because we had the studio connect. We are somebody, man. We got white producers and shit. It's all happening for us.
look, we done made it already out the gate.
Yes, said off top.
Off episode 1, we got a white producer.
That's what's up, man.
So I think, you know what I'm saying? I think that's just dope, though. All bullshit aside, even though being a part of this, how you got 3 different worlds that have come together and they overlap at the same time.
Yeah, real nigga perspective. As
Real
you
nigga
said, that's
perspective.
beautiful.
And on real shit, speaking of real nigga moments, let's tell about this real fast. Now, again, I had my other come at Chris real quick moment.
Shit.
So we were supposed to record this earlier in the week.
Oh, God.
We had a bunch of shit we've been trying to put together. Schedules have been different ways. Chris works and does a lot of shit on the road. Primm does his shit. I do my shit. So we came up with a date on this past Thursday that we were supposed to be recording at 8 p.m. Right? We say 8 in the evening. Now, we all live in the same city. We on the same time zone, nigga. We looked at our phones at the same time, set this date. Shout out our producer Mark did an amen. So we all live the same day. All of a sudden in the group text, get a message from Chris. Hey, I'm here. Where y'all at? Me out here because I'm booking so much, doing so much shit. I had to look at my calendar like, am I supposed to be there right now? And I looked and I was like, hey, bro, we said 8 o'clock.
Hey, man.
And here goes Chris. I just had the first nigga moment.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know what? I didn't think it was going to be me.
I really didn't.
You knew it was coming, though. You know what I'm
A
saying?
nigga moment was inevitable.
Yeah,
It was
a
always
nigga show.
yes, it was
It's gonna be
inevitable.
a nigga moment.
I was
inevitable.
positive it was going to be one of y'all.
Oh, you just
As the corporate nigga of the 3 of
Yeah,
us, I was
right.
like, yo,
I thought it was
gonna
gonna be me. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be me, man.
as a nigga that has to be on different sets and has to do a bunch of shit consistently,
Yeah.
I make sure I can't have this nigga moment, right?
Uh-huh.
So I don't want it to fall back on me. I would have expected it. I didn't even expect Primm unless the nigga decides to leave his house 15
Yeah,
minutes
right.
before
Yeah, I
he's supposed to be
don't-
here. You know what I'm saying? But you be like, hey, I'm here. And we like, you like 6 hours early.
Listen, you gotta understand something, man. My day job is working with some of the GOATs of stand-up comedy and touring, and we currently have 2 of the GOATs touring together right now.
Right.
I had a 4-day stretch where I barely slept 2 hours a night. and drank heavily. So my schedule got fucked up because we had been talking about 2 p.m. I forgot that we were like,
but here's
listen.
Okay, I just don't, because I'm missing the part where we literally all looked at our phones together and was like 8 p.m. And how did you get to 2?
It kept ringing in my head too. So once I finally wrote it in my calendar, I wrote it as 2. Then I said okay to a birthday thing for a friend. Then my boss was like, yo, can you look over this on sale for me? And so it was a nightmare. I was literally at a birthday celebration tracking an on sale of a big tour. Leave me alone, nigga. Is basically what I'm saying.
You don't get away with that shit, nigga. You don't get to leave me alone. I was working.
I get it. Yeah, you ain't got time to hang out with your ass, man. You gotta go make this money.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I have studio connects, nigga. I be out here moving, dog.
Nah, nigga, you not finna try to double back on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I wasn't out here doing my shit, you niggas wouldn't be here right now. You're not gonna do that.
All right, nigga, shit.
But doesn't matter. We here.
We are here. We made
here.
it.
So what we like said, we're gonna talk some of everything, but I think one of the bases we've come up that we're gonna talk is because we want to have this nigga perspective on real nigga perspective on movies and TVs and again TV shows and Primm. What you do with Primm Says Cinema, that shit speaks. But nigga, I told this nigga one day I was listening to the Trapped in the Closet when he did at the gym, and I must have bust out laughing when I was mid-set when that mom said, man, I can't watch this shit no more.
I can't. You can't watch funny shit when you working out, bro.
All right, so let's do. So there's now Jackie Chan.
Wait.
No, speaking of R. Kelly,
I'm about to say.
I was thinking we should do that one. You're right. So R. Kelly dropped a new album called I Admit It from prison. Now we
finally admit the shit, right?
Here's the thing though. So we find out it was unauthorized, right, to come out.
Unauthorized.
But here's something else I've been waiting. I didn't want to tell y'all in our group thread that I knew already. We'd heard, if you're from Chicago, you've heard these songs.
Oh.
This is recorded back in 2018.
Oh. No, I heard, I remember that. He came out with a long ass song called That's
what this is. It's just the 19-minute joint chopped into 3 different songs.
Oh. Did he change the beat up? Because I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
No, it's pretty much the same thing. Okay. Because a couple of my radio homies that I'm still super cool with, that I follow, that I'm cool with on the book and everything, was like, yo, we all knew this in 2018. He did this. Like, it just came out. Like, yeah, you can always, if you plugged in the radio and music scene, you can always get a hold and hear some shit that ain't been released.
Right.
There's so many tracks from so many people in Chicago. I can't say
but that. But no, I remember that because so my Menace to Society video, I admitted that I was using a bootleg copy or whatever. And I used a clip of that song. He says, I admit I love Steve Harvey. I admit I love Tom. Like, this is like 20 minutes into the song. He's just admitting a bunch of random shit that's not the crime. Like, he doesn't, I don't think he ever gets to admitting locking the girls in the closet or whatever. Maybe he does. I didn't listen to the whole song, man. That's a chore.
So I don't remember, I don't have a quote in front of me. But one of the quotes supposedly from one of the songs is, I admit I like him young, I like him old. Okay. But y'all gone too far with this pedophile thing. Yeah. And we like, hey bro, Shorty had a ponytail holder with a Backstreet Boys video. we were niggas was doing Hood Detectives, the age of the chick in your video.
If she got a Lisa Frank folder, bro, don't pee on that.
Nigga, if she got a trapper keeper, don't you pick this bitch
up. Nigga deflecting like a muff.
This bitch got stickers on her notebook. You leave her where she is. Like,
well, yeah.
But again, I think the thing was everybody started, again, it called I Admit It. I was like, I even tweeted, I said, this nigga released the O.J. Simpson memoir of albums.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, okay, again, it's still old. It's 4 years old. And of course, it went everywhere, which was funny to me because supposedly at first, Spotify had said they pulled all his music. So the Tidal and Apple, all these places said they had pulled all his shit. But yet, if you go on Spotify and type R. Kelly, his albums pop up.
Shit? All this shit's still on there?
All this shit, I'm gonna see right there. Because everybody was like, yo, I thought this shit was gone. And I was like, R. Kelly artist. Yeah, bro. He got 4,403,286 months.
Hold on, I'm gonna check Apple Music for the same.
Bro, here go the Chocolate Factory album.
Actually, no, I know for a fact that it's all still there. Don't ask me why. I know for a fact.
I think there's probably like a group of people who like they just want to go back and listen to it just to like.
Well, you know what,
just
dog?
to like, this is what he was talking about the whole time.
Not to give away no bits or nothing like that, but Chris Rock has been speaking on this, and he's right. Like, we have some selective ass outrage about what we do. Like,
kind of, yeah.
if you play Michael Jackson, it's a party. If you play R. Kelly, all of a sudden everybody around you are activists. And it's just like, it's the same crime.
But I'm gonna tell you,
it was. I think there's more just because it's a recent thing. Because I remember that Michael Jackson did have a point where it was like kind of iffy to play his
That's
music
right.
and shit.
That's right.
Look, it depends. I think it depends on the people, and I say this because you'll hear "Step in the Name of Love" at a black barbecue, and motherfuckers will start stepping at the name of love regardless.
Well, yeah.
Because
there's no other real like stepping song.
I mean,
everybody knows.
Yeah, that's the whole big debate is like how to separate the art from the artist or whatever. That's
that's what I was just about to bring up that debate.
How do you do that, kind of?
Right? Should we suffer?
Because like if he says some wild shit in the song, you're just like, you're automatically turned off or whatever. So.
I think that, and that's the thing too. Like, so the argument is R. Kelly is arguably the king of R&B. There's no denying when we say. It's so fucked up when you use this phrase because there's another person that you use the phrase with who just has gone batshit crazy. When you use the phrase musical genius, you know what I'm saying? R. Kelly for sure is that with his work.
Yeah.
Now, if you put it in the context of what was this nigga talking about the whole time? That's
I mean,
you remind me of my Jeep. What Jeep, nigga? Power Wheel? Like things like it's shit like.
Look at the album. I mean, the song titles. It's, age ain't nothing but a number. Seems like you're ready. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean,
that's hilarious.
Well, look,
he was trying to let us know.
Around, like, so ain't no wrong with Lil Bump Around. Okay, but again, the way I agree with you, what you said, with how Chris said, people who get selective outrage over shit, people who pick like, I'm gonna be mad about this, and I saw somebody. It's weird too, being from the crib where R. Kelly is from Chicago. You see some people in Chicago was split down the middle of how they fuck with him. There's some people who are like, I know this nigga's terrible. He's locked up. We've been telling you should have been locked up. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop listening to his music. Which I've gone again, I worked as a bouncer at a nightclub out here. They played R. Kelly in LA, and half the crowd was like, let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? They played the Ignition remix. And it's like the other half is like, boo. So it just really, it's interesting to see how people are like, yo, if you gonna condemn him, again, condemn Michael Jackson, Woody Allen, them uncles in your family, all that other shit.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, I recently hit that crossroads with Kanye where I'm like, I have a lot of Kanye in my playlist, and every time it comes on, I just got to take that shit off.
Nigga, I can't work out the Stronger no more. Like,
I gotta remove all that shit.
No more.
Like, can you do that with Kanye? You know what I mean? Like,
look,
separate the art from the artist? Or?
It's hard because he's going so. Look, Kels is locked up, right? This nigga's never getting out. We know this.
Yeah.
He's never getting out. Kanye has gone batshit crazy, and I just think this mog is one step close from staging an elaborate suicide. Like, he seems like the person that'll do it to say he was a martyr.
The issue with Ye is that
he loved himself too much to kill himself.
But no, I agree with
that. He would fake it, then come back 3 days.
But if you're a martyr, you prove the point that you want to prove.
But with Ye, he couldn't enjoy that accolades. You know what I'm saying? If he died and everybody was like, "Oh, you a martyr," this, that, and that. He wants to be able to feel all that. You know what I'm saying? And then with him, the problem with him essentially isn't even so much that he says crazy shit. It's when he gets checked, he doubles and triples down. Like,
this smog double
when
down,
Alex
like
Jones is the voice of reason talking about,
hey bro, you don't like Hitler.
Yeah, you don't like Nazis. No, I am a Nazi. No, I am a fucking Hitler. I love Hitler. It's like, my
listen,
G.
the lizard people are gonna like this. So.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know, and so he gives you no choice but to press skip.
Was y'all going through Twitter when the R. Kelly shit dropped and how you had some people being like, I'm not gonna say I'm not listening to this, but I might be in my kitchen bopping. And if you just like, it's like again, it just varies.
I think it depends on like how you feel about the crime a little bit, maybe, or like
which
the
is a fucked up thing
because
I'm like, yo, the nigga, look,
you know what I mean?
Again,
that might be, I might be wrong about that.
Couple years, right? Remember when Surviving R. Kelly came out, right?
Yeah,
I remember going on stage telling a joke like, yo, it's really fucked up that it took a black woman to go to white people for y'all to finally pay attention. Right? Because people in Chicago been telling you this nigga's lousy, for years.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was as a superstar back then. It was easy to, you know what I mean,
he
keep
was
that under
still,
wraps.
yeah, okay, so was Cosby, nigga. And this nigga getting sued again, currently by chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I say that like people who, if people have a certain way about the case, that's the shit that sound weird. You know what I'm saying about the crime. Like people like, well, I don't know, because there are people who are like, man, these young chicks, they knew what they was doing, so why should he be in the wrong? And you're like, listen with the first two words.
There's people who double down and like listen to R. Kelly out of spite now.
Out of spite, absolutely.
Yeah, just to support him.
There's old chicks that you can't be held accountable for the fucking niggas that they fucking with. What? You know what I'm saying? We got friends that's dealing with girls that's like, yo,
I'm gonna look at this.
Stop you ruining this chick life, nigga. Like she can't make a good decision. Leave her alone.
I'm gonna look at this wall while Chris talks because I don't want to be involved.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about myself. But you know.
The nigga, did you pull up your zipper when you said?
A little bit.
But all in all, man, I think, we always are gonna have artists who have catalogs of music.
Yeah.
And another thing people forget, I'm not sure R. Kelly owns his music.
Right.
So again, if Sony said, this is unauthorized, Sony was like, we gonna draw. Now, I believe they said that after the backlash came out. Right. But like, they were like, yo, let's put this out. Let's see what type of spins what type of streams we get real quick. Can we hit this quick million? Because if we hit this quick million, we'd have made some dough. Right. And then you catch this backlash. Pull it. Hey, we don't know what happened. Yeah. But again, they may have this whole catalog of his back music, just like there's companies that have back catalogs of Warner Brothers has almost all of Prince's vault now.
Yeah.
Oh,
they have almost all of Prince's vault. And so you have that. You have fucking, who else is R. Kelly? It's him. Michael Jackson music. You have fucking DMA. You have artists that all just record all this shit. That they're just like, well, I own it. I can release it now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You never know. I mean, like, because like Snoop Dogg, he got all the Death Row masters and shit now. Now we about to start hearing some, like, all this Tupac shit that, I thought only me and 7 other niggas had heard before. You know what I mean? There's a Hit 'em Up part 2 for y'all niggas who don't live in LA.
Me and 7 other niggas.
Yeah. I got some Machiavelli bootlegs that y'all wouldn't believe I got.
I don't fuck with post. How do you say that?
Posthumous
music. No, because I would be mad if I was like, if I was a rapper.
Let the nigga say the word.
No, I said it. You ain't hearing me. I'd be mad though if I had like some throwaway bullshit ass tracks on my computer or something, and then niggas release that shit on a beat.
It's hella Primm cinemas that you ain't finished.
But wait, it's all movies you'd expect this nigga to watch.
Yeah.
Primm's Hood Cinema, A Walk to Remember, starring Mandy Moore. Nigga,
Dr. Zhivago. It's like, what the fuck?
Mad as shit. Don't touch.
Let me tell you niggas about Citizen Kane. This nigga.
But I will say this, a last point on this shit. As far as the whole separating the artist from the person, y'all can do with it what you will. I'll say that black people, we've had to do this shit for decades.
Absolutely.
You watch some black and white movies, you could probably just go, he hated niggas, he hated niggas, he hated niggas, he hated niggas, he hated niggas. And you just gotta deal with that shit.
Right about that.
It's also
Hulk
too.
Hogan.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I was just thinking about that yesterday. I was at the Improv last night.
Yeah.
Ron Funches brought up the Hogan shit, talk about Hulk Hogan, and how Hogan was like, I'm suing them because the tape that was released to me with saying the N-word, it was a violation because I was in my own house, my privacy. And everybody was like, yeah, his privacy was violated. And we was like, no, this nigga's a racist.
Right. We missing the point here.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, but that happens with so many non-black artists all the fucking time, where we're stuck. They're allowed to separate the two and be like, no, but you don't get it. Their rights were violated. Their privacy was violated. Blah blah blah. We're like, or they made a mistake when they were younger. Jerry Jones, bro, the Jerry Jones shit. And I'm gonna bring up somebody who says something. And I have to preface, I say this because of a certain person in this room, and I'm not going to say any names. It could be Primm, it could be Chris, it could be myself. So Amanda Seales was on Charlamagne the God series. And she talked about how Jerry Jones should be held accountable for that photo when he was 14 because black men are always held accountable at a young age. Young children are treated like grown adults for all their young mistakes. Yeah. So if young black men are treated like older adult black men, why isn't Jerry Jones held to the same regard? You knew where you were. You knew where you stand. Now people can be like, oh, he can change. Why? Because he owns a team of black players? I don't think you understand how fucked up that sounds. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So
I mean, no comment.
Yeah, we getting too heavy. Bro.
It's getting too deep.
All right,
let's get back to the movie.
Let's go back to the movie. Speaking of movies, I was going to talk about first.
Man.
This made a lot of people excited. Jackie Chan has announced that he is in talks for Rush Hour 4.
I'm with it.
What? For real?
I don't care. Chris Tucker weighed 400 pounds. He's not cussing. I don't care. I just want to see it. You know what I mean?
You saw Rush Hour 3 and was like, there's more to say here. There's more to say here.
I can do one more.
I wasn't a fan, but Brett Ratner is not coming back, clearly.
Yeah.
So, got a new director. Chris Tucker, he's been doing a little bit of stuff here and there, right?
Sure.
Look, that man got with Indy Ari and his life changed. Okay. Is
he dating Indy?
Is that what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's with Indy Ari.
Really?
They're like married?
Yes.
And shit?
I don't think they're married. They're in one of them long-standing relationships.
So she got like the Badu where like you change your life.
It's just the little thing. She changed this nigga's life. This nigga don't really want to smoke weed no more.
Oh, that's why you can't mess with them Earth girls. I've been saying this all the time. Bro, Andre started wearing them.
That nigga started
playing a flute.
Remember Common when he was fucking with Erica? Common was eating onions like apples.
Bro,
what?
He started wearing them wool hats.
What is it?
Tripping,
Look, we all know about that. Look, this goes back to Kells, and it says him and Jay-Z with that song, The Power of the P-U-S-S-Y.
Yeah.
It is real.
Yeah, man.
It is real. But again,
so
you was cool. You cool, Primm, if you get a Rush Hour 4. Jackie Chan like 68, Chris Tucker 50. You want to see Carter and Lee around this motherfucker. Lee! You ain't take your arthritis pills.
I think there's a good way to do anything. I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like a rehash of all that shit is probably not going to work.
Well, remember the series they tried. I mean, shout out to the homie Justin Hires.
Nobody tried.
Well,
yeah, shout out to Justin.
I just gave Justin. I just said I'd give a shout out to the homie Justin.
But no, I think there's a way to do it. Because even like, what was it, Bad Boys 3?
Bad Boys for Life. Yes, I was going to bring that up.
They did that in a way. They're like I'm too old for this shit. They got the new kids or whatever.
But the problem is, you got Will Smith out here still doing goddamn superhero movies. So Mike Lowry was okay through the movie, right?
Jackie Chan can still do shit.
But Marcus Burnett, the real Martin Lawrence, his body didn't been through some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Don't move the same.
The body don't move the same no more. So that's why, that was my thought process instantly when I heard it. I thought about Bad Boys for Life, but then I was like, they're not in the same categories as Will and Martin. Chris?
Yeah, well, once you hit Rush Hour 2, it was like, dog, is Chris Tucker's diet only composed of salt? Because this dude...
No, he was kind of swollen, too. He was kind of...
But, I mean, his whole face blew up.
Every single movie.
Every movie was more and more inflammation. And I was just like, yo...
Get that man some water.
Yeah, like, yo...
alkaline water.
This nigga needs to intermittent fast, dog.
Somebody go detox that man's body.
And, I'm not hating. I'm just saying it just seemed... It's just such a different, it seemed like a different universe. It almost seemed like alternate reality versions of Lee and Carter.
Well, I think that was a lot of that had to do with like the writing and all that stuff too. It wasn't, I'm not going to put all that on Chris Tucker.
I'm not either, but I'm just like, a sequel sometimes, man, it's like, if there's more to say, great. If you're just doing it because it made money and you trying to make a franchise when there's nothing there, I appreciate like a take. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like if you literally have something to say with a sequel, fine. Like, you know something that's gonna probably surprise y'all niggas? What I really liked? The motherfucking Saved by the Bell reboot. On Peacock.
All right, y'all, I gotta get up out of here.
Niggas sit your ass. I'm just saying, they actually did it in a way where they had something to say and there was a reason.
I think if you get fans of you know what I mean, the original series or whatever, who can, put their love in and kind of recreate the tone and like recreate, the magic a little bit, like it can work, like anything.
Cobra Kai is a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
I mean, if the fact they brought back Daniel LaRusso and everybody, and Sensei Reese. So my question would be to both of y'all, and I'm going to just go off of what Primm said. If you do a Rush Hour 4, if it for sure happens, it's in talks, don't mean it's in pre-production, don't mean none of that shit's together, talks, right? Do you go the way of a Bad Boys for Life?
I think
Do you find some new people to take over? And how do you do that to where it still keeps that Rush Hour fit? Now, granted, yes, Rush Hour 3 with the chick with the map on the back of her head, shit went weird. Okay, I get that. The really big Asian dude in the dojo, all that.
Yeah.
But there's a certain feel to Rush Hour. And I mean, there's a certain feel to the movies. And yes, again, it's Brett Ratner, no Brett Ratner. We get it. There's a certain feel. How do you keep that feel and then potentially move forward? Or do you just take this one last movie, close the circle, we're done?
Yeah, I think you got to go the Bad Boys 3 route because the alternative is just, you know what I mean, them running around Chinatown again or whatever. It's like, Lee, gotta, like, you know what I mean? I think...
Lee got to stand down in Chinatown.
Yeah, right. Like,
he's selling shit
not
on the
again,
market.
and he's just fucking like sliding down a pole or whatever. I don't know. No, you have. So I can see them like having to tag along with like some younger guys, like kind of like a Bad Boy. Just rip off Bad Boys 3 is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I think that's what I'm saying.
I think it depends on the franchise. Like, you know, I enjoyed Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I think a lot of people did.
And I was like, okay,
did you enjoy the one before?
No, hell no.
I just want to see what you think. Like,
Girlbusters.
It had nothing to do with even them being women or nothing like that. It was literally just like, why is this a thing?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't even understand. But, you know, and shout out to Leslie Jones. That's my nigga.
Ghostbusters Afterlife did the Bad Boys 3 route, right?
Right. And my thing is, the Ghostbusters, like, thing and franchise, there's a bunch of, like, lore and iconic things that you could pass on to a new generation. I don't know if Rush Hour is the franchise that's like,
no, I think
and then now young niggas is Lee and Carter. Like, what?
I think there's a formula to Rush Hour. I think it's like, if you can get like the right mix of like kung fu, hip hoppy, like the Wu-Tang type of, you know what I mean, type of style and shit. Yeah, I think there is, you know what I mean? There is a certain magic to it that you can still do more.
I sort of thought they was going in that direction with 3 when they brought back Sue Young.
That's what I thought they were going to do. I thought Sue Young was going to be a cop.
Like
she's going to be a cop or some shit. Now she was going to take Lee's spot, and then, or maybe take Carter's spot, and then maybe she was just the third person with him.
Yeah, they should have had just their own standalone story. 3 was trying to do too much with the back story with like, he's got a secret Chinese brother now and all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I think they should have probably just, There's definitely a formula there you can follow. They should just.
I mean, I'm gonna go see it. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm gonna go see it.
Put some money in their pocket. Yeah, I want Chris Tucker to get some work.
I'm gonna go see it if I get a press screening. I'm gonna be a buck with you. Speaking of franchises, we all know, if you haven't heard, James Gunn and Peter Safran are the Kevin Feige's of DC Studios. It is now officially called DC Studios, right? The DCEU, for all intents and purposes, is dead, right? James Gunn has hit Control-Alt-Delete. How do I mean that? It has been, before we recorded this, early in the week, Wonder Woman 3 is no longer happening.
Crazy.
They say Patty Jenkins brought the treatment to the movie. James Gunn was like, you know what, Patty? I think we good on this. Thank you for your service. Be blessed.
Damn.
And sent on the way. Now, some people are upset. Why would they cancel it? Me, I'm of the mindset of, did you not see Wonder Woman 84?
Yeah, I think people are going to be upset either way, no matter what you do. But yeah, you got to do something. You can't keep that nonsense going. That's their universe is nonsense.
Bro, listen, everybody keeps saying yes, Gal Gadot, however you pronounce the last name, please forgive me for butchering it. I don't know. I need you to tell me Gal directly. They're like, she's Wonder Woman. Here's the thing. Yes, what she did in Batman and BBS was dope. Justice League, that is a whole nother story. Wonder Woman 1 is great until the third act.
Yeah.
You know that.
I agree.
It's great till the third act.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 84 is a catastrophe. Have y'all really paid attention to all of the shit that's wrong with Wonder Woman 84?
You'd be talking about it all motherfucking day.
Walter Hamada. We got a Walter Hamada concern.
First of all, wait, is James Gunn and
Peter Safran.
Who the fuck is Peter Safran?
Peter Safran is the producer that has been around for Aquaman, Shazam, and many, many movies. I'm gonna pull up his because Peter Safran is the reason they gave it to him, because like, if you're a producer in that regard, as you understand, you know what things are doing. Okay. You know what moves and makes everything happen.
Because my concern is a little bit like this with them taking over the DC universe, right? James Gunn pulled off a miracle with Guardians of the Galaxy. these are characters that if you were a comic book nerd growing up like me, you knew no one could give a fuck about
the Guardians.
Much worse than Iron Man. People talk about, Iron Man was a C-level character and he became the foundation of the MCU. But Iron Man was a goddamn Avenger.
Yeah, he was mainstream.
He was important
Guardians
in the comics.
of the Galaxy is like Family Dollar.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then, he pulled off a miracle. And that way, Marvel learned the wrong lessons from that movie and tried to make us care about Eternals and other weak ass, you know what I mean?
Y'all should have played y'all strengths, man.
And I'm worried that that's what's going to happen with DC, where James Gunn comes along and is like,
I don't think so, because he did the Suicide Squad.
He did Suicide Squad.
And
that
then
was
gave
actually
you
Peacemaker off of that.
Yeah,
fair.
So yeah, he's got. You know what I mean? I think he can do something.
So,
I'm just worried about the Batman. Like, I know they're going to keep that going.
They're leaving that
Everything
alone
else they can
apparently.
scrap or whatever.
So a bit of Peter Safran's backstory. This is within the most recent. The Conjuring universe is him.
Okay.
As a producer.
Fair.
Okay. Shazam, Aquaman, Valley of the Gods, Suicide Squad, Peacemaker. If I go further back,
okay. So basically, the tolerable shit that DC has put out.
Much.
Yes, he's part of the stuff. He's been part of the movies that have made DC Warner Brothers, not DC, Warner Brothers money.
Now I'll give another warning about it, because with characters like Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, they lend themselves to James Gunn's sort of quirkiness, sensibility.
Yeah.
So, but here's the problem.
Superman and shit like that.
So, here's where. So here's you said something a lot of people have said, and I want to address that as the resident nerd here.
Yeah.
You got to remember, his contract only allows him to direct one movie.
Okay.
One movie like every 2-3 years or something like that. He doesn't direct every movie.
Sure.
He greenlights the properties to get them done. So he'll pick the directors for that. Which you bringing up Superman. As of now, Henry Cavill don't have a deal. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought after Black Adam, Henry Cavill was for sure back. Man of Steel 2 was about to happen, all this extra shit, blah, blah, blah. None of that is official.
Right.
Henry Cavill is just like, I just got a paycheck like it was my regular movie role to come do a half of a second cameo in Black Adam that they shot on one day on a green screen.
The DC niggas stopped listening to The Rock and was like, why are we taking advice from your ass?
They had to realize for a second, it was like,
yeah, wait a minute. You ain't in charge.
You ain't in charge. And so, but now, so people are getting mad. Like, this, it is best, it can be safely said, this is Jason Momoa's last go round as Aquaman after Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom drops. Mm-hmm. That's the sequel, Primm. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Okay, you got it, bro.
Nah, bro. Nah, we're gonna talk about this shit.
Coming out.
We were recording. Hey, I love these niggas. We were going to the gas station because for some reason one of us had to specifically have a yellow.
Nigga, why you just go?
So we talking about like all this shit would happen with certain movies and talking about just, going to certain things. I was like, yeah, the Aquaman sequel. And Primm was like, yeah, that movie been came out. And both me and Chris was like,
I was perplexed.
We were like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, no, the Aquaman sequel Ben came out.
I was like, what HBO Max shit did I miss?
Yeah, shit was on the black market.
Yeah. The fact that Primm was so serious about it, though. He was adamant. He's like, no, I swear to God. It
but see, it's not my fault, though. Like I said, their universe is nonsense, bro.
Just
try again.
Try again,
mother sucker.
Try to get mother sucker. But it's good you said that because, like I said earlier, Control-Alt-Delete to the DCEU.
Yeah, do it.
The Batman, Matt Reeves has his movie. Mm-hmm. And he's doing his series because they say Colin Farrell's Penguin series, which is really weird to me. Weird.
But no, I think that's like going to be low key their way of introducing more villains and having them kind of.
I'm with that all the way.
It's just, I guess it's like I agree. I'm cool with it. It's just it's one of those things that you say it lends itself to saying, where's Batman?
Oh yeah, I mean they already did that shit so many times. They have a Alfred series and like it's like a Gotham is about a bunch of random cops.
But his thing, Pennyworth is because you find out Alfred was a badass.
I mean, that's
you
fine.
Found out Alfred was that nigga.
I kind of knew.
I got that.
I don't give a fuck. It sounds such like
what the fuck
you
is
hear
wrong with
the executive meeting. All right, so what can we do with Batman? But it ain't with Batman.
Yeah,
how about we fuck with that nigga Butler? It's like,
Yeah.
what?
I mean, that's the only character left. Everybody
Well,
got
because here's the
spinoffs.
thing.
Robin got the Teen Titans, and
Yeah.
everybody. They
Never thought
used up everybody. They was like, "Fuck, who is left?"
Right, but you ain't never thought about like how does Alfred know how to fix? And
No, I don't care.
Well, you kind of got that sense of it in the Batman, and so you got a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit
what
of
I'm
the
saying. You got a little bit of it.
badassness. So I'm good with that little bit.
But it took the bat. But that's the thing. That's in the Batman. Before then, you would have Jeremy Irons did a little bit in Justice League, right?
Yeah.
You see him fixing on the goddamn planes and shit and all that, even in BVS. So you're like, oh, he know how to work on this shit, but you don't know how.
But
But
because I'm so used to the OG Alfred, the Michael
60s,
Keaton Alfred,
the one that just
he's just the oldest shit. He got like a trade.
Master
Fucking
Bruce,
got Parkinson's
did you
and
eat a
shit.
peanut butter sandwich today before you went
Yeah,
out?
all that shit.
Bro,
Yeah, I don't
listen,
give.
I was a comic book editor for 2 years at Boom Studios. Shout out to Ross Ritchie. And we used to talk about this all the time. If they gotta stop searching for stories where there ain't no story. Like we that works in our world, in the comic book world, where you do your little mini series that was a prequel or a little side quest ass stories and shit like that. But like, that's like when Terminator is like, well, let's show them the future war and shit. It's like, that's not the fucking story. The story is there's a war, we know, and the motherfuckers
robots
come
in
back.
modern times.
Yeah, people come back in time to kill John Connor.
See, I think, like I said about Rush Hour, I think anything can work, but it's just like, shit like Alfred just feels cheap to me off the rip, so it's not going to ever work for me.
So, because of course you're not going to just focus on the main IP.
Yeah.
You're not just going to go straight off Batman. We know this, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to go straight off the Bat family. So Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, Batwoman, et cetera, et cetera. What do?
Just don't do it. That's my thing.
But it's easy to say that, bro. It's easy as fuck to say that. But when you want to make money off some shit,
I get it. Oh no, I get the motivation. I'm just saying.
Excuse me. What's my motivation?
Yeah. The niggas want to make more money. I get it, and like it's hard to get original properties off the ground. Our producer just pointed out like things like 10 Cloverfield Lane didn't even start as a Cloverfield movie, and they were like, "How the hell are we gonna sell this thing? Let's call it Cloverfield and get J.J. Abrams."
Paradox is just. Did y'all remember that?
It has nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, I barely watched that shit. I was like,
I remember being in a hospital watch that shit. I was
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is?
Nigga, I still would have turned it even if I ain't have nothing else going on. And so it's like I understand all that, but it's like, listen, man, there's something to be said about franchise fatigue. There's something to be said about keeping shit, popular. Because we dealing with it now with all the MCU shit that comes out on Disney Plus, and it's like, damn, really, She-Hulk, dog? Even though I enjoyed She-Hulk, but it's just like
well, that's capitalism. Anytime something's popping, everybody just floods the damn market.
I was gonna say that because you got to think about it. You got Marvel Studios in their bag.
Yeah,
you have out of 20, what are we like at 29, 30 movies, something like that now. At least half have cracked $1 billion.
Certainly.
Right? So when you have movies in the box office that's cracked $1 billion, you've started showing, we can introduce people to these characters, right? So don't get me wrong, I've been pushing back on it a lot for this past phase 4. Marvel went with quantity, over quality.
Yeah.
They definitely did that. Now that you got Bob Iger back, though,
right.
Bob Iger like, listen,
everybody chill
the fuck out.
I mean, look, I'll be honest, we doing it right now. Primm shit is popping, and so we were like, nigga, we need to get a podcast with this nigga. He needs to do more shit.
That's the game, baby.
We in here,
I get it.
What's
I get
up?
it to an extent, but like Alfred, dog, like relax, man.
Hey, look, nigga, Primm shit pop.
Yeah, it's the game.
Here we is.
I get the game, but like that's too far. Bro.
Absolutely. Once we get to like Primm's Hood, fucking Farmville reviews and shit.
Spin-off number 45.
Yeah, we done jumped the shark.
I'm gonna tell you what I want. I've been waiting on this podcast to tell you what I want. Primm's Hood recipes. I want a whole video of this nigga making different ramen noodle dishes.
That's hilarious. Oh yeah, like make jail food or some shit.
Ramen noodles.
Crush up some Cheetos.
Yep,
nigga.
All type of hood peanut butter jelly sandwiches with just the end pieces of bread. Nigga, all type. He done found government cheese to make grilled cheese. Hey, yo, this cheese don't melt for 45 minutes.
Like, use an iron for this shit.
I ain't never had government cheese, bro. You ever had that seemed like a West Coast thing. I don't think they gave East Coast niggas cheese.
I'm from the Midwest. What do you mean? I'm not
bullshit.
This nigga's a West Coast nigga.
Yeah, we had
and I had it. We had it in Chicago. But let's go back to the. James Gunn shit though. So with him getting rid of Wonder Woman 3,
yes,
with Jason Momoa, like I said, pretty much being done with Aquaman 2 and possibly get ready to be Lobo, which I'm kind of now of the mind of, nah, let somebody else take Lobo.
Fuck it.
See
what the nigga was the Human Torch? Now he
oh yeah, that's true.
Now he's Captain America.
But,
shit,
whatever.
That
That was in the beginning of shit. Let's not see. I don't like how people do that shit because that was like when people, for me, okay, I have this.
Yeah,
rule
that
of
was in the
thumb.
awkward teenage.
Awkward
years.
teenage, right? I have this rule of thumb:
Uh-huh.
a trash movie can't make $1 billion, right?
Okay.
Now, I don't like a certain movie. I think it's garbage, but the overwhelming populace loves it. Being Venom, right? Venom 1 cracked $1 billion because it went back to that 90s cheese feel.
Well, that was, I mean, I guess, yeah.
That's what it did. Now, granted, they leaned too much into that shit, and then Venom Let There Be Carnage was ass.
Woo.
Was ass. Woo. But you have we're in a whole new day and age when it comes to superhero movies, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, you had 2 different niggas play the Human Torch to turn around and play 2 different characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we need to do that anymore. I think you could I would go Ryan Hurst from Sons of Anarchy to play Lobo, right? I don't think you need Jason Momoa.
Well, I think they trying to sell tickets still, and like I think just getting him as a part of the game. So like,
I think it
fine,
does, but also I think it lends itself though there's a problem behind that. Now y'all can agree or disagree, and I would love to hear y'all thoughts on this. Yes, you want to sell tickets, but the problem is going to be you are going to have way too many people who are going to be consistently trying to compare what he did as Aquaman to what he does as Lobo. They will never let the 2 stand alone.
Yeah, I
mean that's just a hurdle, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to get over
But
that.
if you're trying to build a new franchise,
you
got to
right,
make
though.
them drastically different, or
you see,
something
and that's what I'm saying.
that,
No matter what, because if you look at
yeah.
Arthur Curry in the first movie, for all intents and purposes, is almost like Lobo.
Yeah.
When he in that bar and shit with his dad drinking and all that.
That's what I'm about to say. Like you make a fair point because they tried to turn Aquaman into
he was
badass Wolverine type.
He looks already like Lobo. And
he
shit.
looks like Lobo.
Which
He
the
looks more
nigga
like
never
Lobo
was
than
like.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
All right, they was like, no, we're not going to give you some dude, blonde hair, blue. The most baddest looking Aquaman was the one from Flashpoint Paradox, the one that was cock swole.
Yeah.
And he was killing the cartoon version. Did you ever watch that?
Nah,
bro, watch the
he had
DC.
a hook for a hand and shit?
Nah,
That was the 90s Aquaman. They
That
were trying
was
to make him badass. It was
Nah,
like, we're going to give this nigga a
Flashpoint
hook.
So when
I saw
DC
him.
animated, before DC animated universe had like 20 films, those were some of the best DC movies, period. They were doing Justice League, Doom. Like there was this trailer for this cartoon movie where you see Batman goes, the Justice League is under attack. And they go like, by who? He like, by me. Because all of his fail safes he had if the Justice League went off, were going in effect. And somehow the fucking Legion of Doom figured out how to do it. But I say that to say they made Aquaman in that universe, in the Flashpoint Paradox universe. Aquaman was jacked as fuck, still had his little Marines, I don't like niggas fade, and all that. But he was badass. You know what I'm saying? So, but to make this, they did a complete 360 in a sense when you made him Polynesian, and you gave him long flowing black hair and made just women everywhere go moist underwater. Yeah. Like that's what you did. And so now, but if you take this dude, the way they changed him and try to turn him into an even badder ass a bounty hunter, like how does that work?
I mean, that's their problem to deal with. I'm not even checking for Lobo anyway. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing too. I'm glad you said that because that's the thing with James Gunn. We were just talking about that. James Gunn takes characters you're not checking for and make you check for these motherfuckers.
I mean, that's what they were trying to do already with like the Eternals and all that shit. I think they should probably give that a rest.
Look,
and just
bro,
do Superman right first.
I won't stand for Eternal slander here. I will not stand for Eternal.
What? You like that shit?
I will not. I understand the hard job they had of introducing 13 motherfuckers.
Why do that then? Nobody told them to do that shit.
First of all, you all shut the fuck up.
If the shit is weak, it's weak.
I will not stand for this Eternal. You know what? Y'all had that discussion. I won't stand for
All right, we move on then.
But I think it's good. Clean house, man. Just get all that shit out there. I don't need no Lobo. Get Superman right.
How about it?
But okay, you get Superman right, but again, you cool with Batman. I always think personally, stay away from the Trinity if you DC. DC stays focused on Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. DC has just as many characters as fucking Marvel does. And we're always stuck on those main ones.
Yeah, but look what happens when you get the main hero right. When they got Spider-Man right.
Nah, nigga, we talking DC.
Billion. I'm talking about Marvel, but it's like Iron Man was great. And then Iron Man 2 was trash. And then Thor 1 was aight. Thor 2 was trash. As soon as they got Spider-Man, it was like, oh, this shit fire. You know what I mean? Like when you get the main focus of a universe right, all of it falls into place.
All right. Well, we got to get ready pretty much before we get ready to wrap up. I got one more thing to talk about.
Let's do it.
Because this will be by the time this drops, it'll be getting ready to come out for everybody. Avatar 2, Way of Water. Again, we said we're going to talk movies, pop culture, all this shit. We wanted to do main one, talk about movies and shit this episode. Avatar 2, The Way of Water drops by the time this come out. I think it drops what the fuck is this weekend, the 16th or something like that? Yeah, December 16th. Are y'all planning on going to see this?
Before that, hold on. I got a question for you. What do you remember from Avatar 1?
Jake Sully.
You know the main character's
I know
name?
that because it's like a meme that you don't know.
Yeah.
And I tried my hardest to remember it. And I just had to look it up. So I looked it up.
Okay. All right.
So I know his name.
Good qualifier.
They was riding a dragon.
Yeah.
The ponytail sex.
Yes.
Jake Sully.
Right.
What do I remember?
What? Yeah.
I remember,
robots. They had like Transformer robots.
I remember a white dude sold out the whole human race for some blue pussy.
Uh-huh.
That is literally the plot of Avatar. A white dude decides, I don't want to be white no more. This blue bitch got some good pussy. All I got to do is connect ponytails, and now we in love.
Listen,
yeah, man.
And
that ponytail shit must feel fantastic,
great,
bro.
It must be like, remember Demolition Man?
That shit made him leave his home planet.
Leave his race, not his culture, not his country.
Said, I'm staying in this blue hoofed ass body.
Yeah,
take my brain out my body and put it back in this face.
Yeah, this nigga went crazy.
Listen, I don't give a fuck about this movie. I don't care. Everybody's saying the same thing, but it looks incredible. It's like, all right, bro, shoot me some screenshots. I'll look at it. I don't want to watch, bro. And it's long. It's long.
3 hours.
James Cameron must have thought 3D movies was like it.
Right.
He was working on this shit. Like,
well, you know why though,
think
right?
Of the future.
The nigga James Cameron.
Yes.
The nigga wouldn't finish 2 until he had the technology to do 3 and 4. That's why, again, it's been 13 years.
Yeah, but so...
I'm gonna smack the shit out of this nigga, man.
So I'm saying, like, bro...
I'm sure it's gonna do all right, but it's gotta be like... I hear it's gotta be like top 5 grossing movie of all time, just to like.
But you know why?
You
know why Avatar did
profitable.
That? Because Avatar kept re-releasing in theaters. When Avengers beat its numbers,
I'm saying this next movie has to be up there. Like,
it won't
in order to recoup its costs, right?
It won't, because you know why? From everybody I've seen that has seen it has said, yes, it's a beautiful movie. It's a great movie. The problem is, if you are not an original Avatar fan, it is not going to pull you in.
So they just doubled down on all the lore.
Doubled down. They introduced some new characters and was like, let me show you what it looked like under... Because now the big thing is everybody's shooting underwater and shit, right? Yeah. Let me show you what it looked like, how real I can make it look underwater. And it's like, oh, this is beautiful. It looks great. But if you're not an original Avatar fan, you're not going to give
That's
a fuck.
my point. Ain't no original Avatar fans, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I like their world and shit. And like I said, there's a way to do everything. I feel like they should have just kind of soft rebooted, and it's like just some random guy finds his way on the planet. He got to survive.
What's the name of their
Jake
world?
Sully or whatever. What you mean?
Where they live at?
Yeah.
No, where they live at? Where the blue
Smurf
people
Village.
live at? What's the Smurf Village? Do you remember what it's called?
Pandora.
I mean, you've been to the Disneyland ride and shit, nigga.
First of all, number one, let me do this. Number one, I just went to Disney World for the first time ever a month ago. Okay. Number 2,
this nigga said Smurf.
Big Smurf land.
Yeah, these gigantic reverse Smurfs.
Smurf cats.
But because like I personally, I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this, if work requires me to watch it,
yeah,
I'll go see it. But I'm not looking forward to spending 3 hours of my life watching fucking Avatar.
Bro, I'm gonna miss all the detail because I'm gonna watch it on HBO Max. I'm
No,
gonna miss.
Disney
I'm
Plus,
not gonna
bro.
be
No
able to
3D
see
glasses.
Plus.
I want to.
Yeah,
I want to at least
Disney
see.
Plus, whatever.
I want to at least see what the 3D is like because I'm a sucker for like little gimmicks.
Let me tell you
and shit
something.
like that.
I will
Just
find
treat it like a
me-
ride.
I will find me somebody, one of my friends or somebody I know, or find me a nice little suitor chick on Tinder that has a 3D TV at her home. That's like, I got these glasses you can put on.
Can you put that in your search? Like, if you do you have a 3D TV?
Hey, you ain't seen it. Look, when I was last using Tinder,
Okay, all right.
so the random shit people, but like, I get it. People want to see those things, those little details. It's Avatar is not a thing that's just been like, oh my God, I gotta see it. People were so hyped. I remember we were doing the press screening for No Way Home. And it was either No Way Home or I think it was Multiverse of Madness. I'm sorry. For Multiverse of Madness. And this is when they first dropped the trailer for Way of Water, whatever it's called. People were like, oh my God, have you seen it? You gotta go see the trailer. No, I don't. Because I'm not excited about it. This isn't one of those, like, if you want to know what more movie I'm more excited about than Avatar and it don't come out till next year, Cocaine Bear. I'm more excited about Cocaine Bear.
That sounds fire. Yeah, I think what would rub me the wrong way. I think if James Cameron or whoever the team, I think if they would have just acknowledged Avatar 1 was trash a little bit, I would have been more okay with going into this one. But I think they probably just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the marketing.
They're very satisfied with Avatar 1 and they're like, okay, it's just more of this bullshit.
All the advertising was like, you've been waiting for it.
Yeah,
That's
right?
like, no, I have
no,
not.
like,
Nigga, like,
But that's how
I've
you
been
sell-
content in my life.
But that's how you sell shit. Like,
I guess.
Hey, listen.
Mhm.
You've been waiting on this.
I'm
Stuff.
like,
No.
nigga.
No. You keep saying no, but you've been waiting.
Like, no, you'll remember the characters
You
this
remember-
time. That's
Hey,
what
bro.
they should have said.
Yeah.
You'll remember this shit
Oh,
this time.
This is how you get Primm. Hey, you remember this? Ponytail sex. You've been waiting on this ponytail sex though.
I'd say once you put some black people in it, and then
Niggas ain't blue.
but no, put some real black people in it. To Prim's point, the plot should have been niggas find Pandora. And it's
Make it a
like, what
comedy
in the
and
hell
shit.
is
Yeah, make
this?
it a comedy and shit.
Yeah, it's like,
Ice
yo,
Cube
what the
and
fuck?
Mike Epps in that bitch.
Yeah, it's Meet the Blacks, but it's better than fucking
That shit be
Avatar.
fucking fire,
That
dog.
should be amazing.
He get his robot suit. Oh
Hey,
man,
niggas stumble
I'm
on
out there.
Pandora, and all of a sudden you got the blue people like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on? And then you got niggas like, hey, Joe, we finna light up the grill. What type of grill is all of a sudden niggas is like, when they get to meet?
You see niggas doing a donut on the dragon and shit, on the dragon and shit, hitting the donuts. Yeah, that should be fire, bro.
They braids don't connect to the fucking.
Hey, when some chick all of a sudden rebraid niggas' ponytails.
It's hella
braiding
cornrows and box
hella
braids and
cornrows.
shit.
All of a sudden these niggas got beads and shit.
Oh man,
All of a sudden they ponytails is locked up. They're like, who the
It
fuck is
should be
doing
hard.
locks?
It'd be
make
hard
it
as
happen.
fuck.
Make it happen, James. Cameron.
Come on, James. Stop being self-indulgent and put some
Whole ass
niggas in
nigga.
there, dog. Shit. Yo, bitch ass.
I like to say the thoughts of the pig is Chris Burns and not that because Jay Washington want to eventually get them like, hey, James Cameron wants you to do this movie. However, he heard this episode.
That's some high praise shit. Nigga, James Cameron is tuning in right now.
Yeah, man.
But if
What's
you
up,
is,
James?
we love you. But
I know
come
you
on,
really
dog.
watching this shit.
There's a bunch of black. All of a sudden, it's a bunch of little badass black kids
Yeah.
just jumping on the tree of life event.
That's
Y'all got to
funny,
get
yeah.
off the tree. Get your kids off the fucking tree.
That's funny.
Somebody get these little nigglets. Who you calling nigglets?
But you got to do something to pique our interest, man. It just at the end of the day, I don't think everyone saw this movie. Literally everyone.
Will it flop or not?
Yeah.
Is the
No.
question. No, you don't think
No.
so? I think it will. I think it will just because it's got such a high
Damn, I need
goal
to look.
to
Let me
meet.
look. Let me see what the budget is.
Based on what you said, based on what Primm said
You
though,
think so?
I don't
1.5 billion?
250 million is the budget.
Mm.
So in order to make that, they got to make at least, they got to clear, what is it, 2.5 times? So they got to do at least 625 to make profit.
Wow.
I'm gonna go.
I'm sorry, 675. Excuse me, 675.
I'm gonna go flop.
Oh, 625. I was right.
Just
yeah.
because I want them, if they gonna put me through 3 and 4 and whatever the hell else.
Yeah. It's because
Y'all niggas need to re-up.
if it don't
Because
flop.
that's
Yeah.
the thing too. Like there was already articles coming out about how execs were excited. It was like, holy fuck, at the script for Avatar 4.
Holy fuck! At a part 4.
That's what I said. That's the reason why we didn't get 2.
That's
because
crazy.
he was waiting on the technology for 3 or 4. So
there's only been, I can only think of one movie franchise that had a good part 4, and that is Toy Story, nigga.
all right, so I think that's gonna be the end of our inaugural episode, nigga.
Nigga, no, let's talk about TV real quick before we sign
let's do
off
it.
and shit.
All right, go ahead, bring it up.
Oh, because what's interesting in this segue is like we talk about shit that niggas care about, and we don't care about Avatar, but there's another franchise that I'm not sure if black people care about, but it's becoming the #1 show on Netflix.
Yes, it has.
It's surpassing Stranger Things 4, it's surpassing Squid Game, all the shit. The Addams Family.
Wednesday.
Shit. Yeah.
Wednesday. Primm, I don't know if you got a chance to catch it yet. I remember you said you hadn't saw it. Did you catch it?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
What'd you think?
Wait. Before we even do that, what do you even give a shit about, like the Addams Family? Like, what is that?
How the fuck are the Addams Family still a thing, bro? I think so. The show, like the aesthetic of the show, like they got the look of the Addams Family down packed. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
But like that shit is, you know what I mean? That shit is not our demographic.
No.
It's absolutely not. Look, let's just say what it is. It's absolutely not meant for niggas.
Right.
Like, let's just keep it real. It's not meant for...
Except for one aspect of Jenna Ortega. It's very much meant for
Let me ask
us.
this question. Look, it has not been said on Twitter or anything. Why is Wednesday Addams slugging? Okay, like Jenna Ortega. Look, I don't want to. People like we objectifying, but you can't help. They gave angles on purpose to show you that Wednesday Addams got ass, and you like, oh my god.
No.
I didn't notice the ass
because in the show. Now, granted, in the show, people are like she's supposed to be 16. We know that in the show. We're not talking about that.
We started with R. Kelly.
We started with R. Kelly, and that's why I was going to bring it back.
I'm not going to listen to y'all content no more.
But I'm going because Jenna Ortega's real age. She's like 22, 23.
Yes,
but let's aside the look of Wednesday like that. Again, some people have said it feels very CW-ish.
Yeah,
you know, but it's really become popular because of the dance.
Yeah,
one dance that happens in episode like 7 or 8, where she's at a dance. She's at the
y'all niggas got to episode 7 and 8.
Oh, we watched the whole thing.
Oh, word.
It's only 8 episodes.
So I thought we was all in agreement.
I was bored one weekend. I was bored one weekend. I watched the whole thing, and I wasn't disappointed.
No, it was just she was just dropping them edgy one-liners and stuff.
That's who Wednesday Addams is. So I think, but also I think the reason Wednesday became popular was because the Munsters was terrible. Rob Zombie's remake of the Munsters is abysmal.
Weak.
Is garbage. So people were like, all right, let's see what this is. And again, like you said, look at the 2 shows you named on Netflix that is passing up. Squid Game and what's the #1 teen show overall? Stranger Things 4.
Yeah.
So it's passing that up. But it becomes this murder mystery. It gives you the Wednesday Addams vibe. It gives you that. Look, Luis Guzman as Gomez Addams, old school comic Gomez Addams. Perfect.
Yeah.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, I didn't know the Addams Family was a bunch of Latin people.
Originally,
I guess no. Yeah,
no, originally they were.
I didn't realize
his nigga named Gomez.
I know his name Gomez, but like it was like I guess I came up on the
I don't know.
the Raul Julia, and even though he was Latin, but like Angelica Houston and the rest of them wasn't. So I remember that version of the Addams Family, and it was like they wasn't like Spanish people
because they was colorists. They didn't want to put the dark skin.
Right.
They was like, no, we gonna have him just be named Gomez, but the rest of the family white as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now they really are leaning to their Hispanic heritage and things like that. And so I think that's another thing that's helped boost this.
Sure.
Because of, all bullshit aside, we've been talking about for the past several years with representation in TV and film and things like that. And we're starting to get it. We talk about it with black people for superheroes when we got Black Panther 1 and then Wakanda Forever, which also helped boost to the Latin demographic because of Namor. You get all these you get Encanto, which was this big thing for the Latin community in Disney. We kind of had Soul, but then it was like, can we just have a person of color, a black person, brown person that stays as a human for more than 10 fucking minutes?
But but as far as their character design, they have other black characters in it. So I'll still give it to Soul.
So, but you have that. So when you get the Addams Family to go back to its Latin roots and her dealing with being an outcast for just being, she's an outcast naturally in a school full of outcasts of witches and werewolves.
See, I don't buy that either because this is modern day. Like people be dressing like that now. Like, they wouldn't have paid her no attention. Bro.
But that's my one criticism of the whole thing. Like, really, I'm just tired of that trope of like, it's a school of fucking. Everyone tries to do X-Men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like every third show is a fucking school of misfits and outcasts that got powers and shit like that. We've seen it a bunch.
I'm gonna tell you one thing I didn't care for in Wednesday. Like, I get the sirens, the mermaids, mermen.
Yeah.
The black girl, I guess she's a siren, but them gray contacts didn't do short no justice.
They saw House of the Dragon. They was like, niggas with contacts and white hair is hot right now, so we need
her
that.
children.
Yeah.
Oh, bastard!
Primm,
yeah, the dialogue
blonde?
was just like too Shakespearean and shit. Like,
And what? The House of Dragon?
No, the goddamn Addams Family. Yeah, like that shit was.
Yeah, it's an interesting watch.
I can't believe y'all, bro.
It was lighthearted.
Is that why you look so disgusted?
I was like, yeah, these
these niggas.
You looked at us and was like, you niggas disgust me.
So, decide for your damn self. You
No,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I'm
It's the
sure
number one show on
it.
Netflix of
like
all
you said,
time.
Would you say like a trash movie don't make $1 billion or whatever? Like they making money, so
They number one again, and it was just recently in the interview. Jenna Ortega, who plays Wednesday, said she almost didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because
she'd have been mad as shit.
Well, because she was in she's in X. She plays the girl. You've seen the movie X, right? She's in X, and so she's been getting more movie opportunities and shit like that. But then it's like, yo, you don't turn down a chance to work with Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know how many more properties he really gonna do.
Yeah.
And
I will say that this is the first thing of his I've enjoyed in a long time. Like, I don't like none of them Alice in Wonderland movies. I didn't like his Willy Wonka. I didn't like all that shit was weak to me.
One of my buddies put on he commented on one of my posts on Facebook. He says Tim Burton has only one note, but he can hit that note like a motherfucker.
When he hits it.
He hit that note. And so I think, you know what I'm saying, again, like you said, make your own opinion for everybody watching and listening to this. Make your own opinion of what you think about it.
Yeah.
Don't take a thick nigga's perspective who just, you know what I'm saying? I wish they had more. Look, I don't like that the only thick nigga in the whole thing is Gomez, and that motherfucker like he diabetic.
Yeah, because it's for teenage girls. They're not going to put thick niggas in that shit.
This is true. This is true. It's a teenage. It's not even really teenage. It's like I don't even know if it's
Gen Z.
Yeah, it's more Gen Z, the young adult YA category.
Yeah.
So I think, is that everything we talking about this week, y'all? I think we got everything out there.
I think we got it. I think we hit it.
I think we wrapped it up.
It's a bomb ass first episode.
Yeah, man, dope ass.
It's the best podcast in the world, bro.
Man,
off top.
You
We
know
already been voted the number one podcast for real niggas who had older sisters that made you watch girl shit.
Oh, that's why your tolerance so high?
That's exactly right.
Okay, I feel you.
Wait, say that category again.
Run the episode back and hear what I said.
All right, we here every week, man. I wish I'd have wrote the email address down. I think I showed it to y'all. I didn't write it down.
It's good. They just follow us on socials.
It'll be in the description. It'll be in the description.
Yeah, it'll be in the description. With that, how can they find you, Primm? You tell them first.
Primm's Hood Cinema on YouTube. Check me out. Moses Primm on YouTube. Moses Primm on Instagram. Follow me everywhere. I love you.
I'm
love you.
Chris_please on all the social media stuff from my comedy shows. I got a podcast called Matt Black where I put my boy Matt on some black shit. He puts me up on white shit. It's kind of almost a spiritual successor to this show.
Hey.
So fuck with it. Now here's Jay for all his credits that he gave you at the beginning of this episode.
I like the way
actors, yeah, you know them actors.
First of all,
man.
you niggas say shit. And now here's Jay running, reminding you of everything he said already.
Y'all should hire me.
Yeah, please hire niggas. I got kids, nigga. I got kids. I got babies. Nigga. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Hive, all that at Mr. J Washington, mrjay. You should know how to spell Washington. The Mad Titan Podcast, everywhere you get your podcast from. I get you caught up on all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. It is Barbershop Talk for Nerds. Come on in the convo. Catch me regularly on the New Rockstars channel on YouTube, on Break Room and other things to New Rockstars. American Gigolo on Showtime. Check that out. I just got a residual check for Chirac movie yesterday, nigga. I did that movie 7 years ago, and they just sent me a residual. I don't like your face. You know what? We can do that. I
can't wait till the Primm Hood Cinema on Chirac come out.
I'm afraid of that. That's the one. That's the one person. Hey, so why the fuck is Nick Cannon in this?
It's gonna be bad, yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I think so. Look, again, thank you to Petty Cash Studios. We here every week, man. We gonna be here weekly for y'all, barring anything that major goes, because all of us are doing shit. So you know what I'm saying, but we try to be
no
here.
more nigga moments.
We good. We solid.
We're gonna keep trying to drop y'all hot content, talking about movies, TV, pop culture, all that other good shit, man. So for me and the fellas, we out here, y'all. Holla at y'all next week.
Peace.
We love you. How you said?
Mm-hmm.